Like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel.
You can't talk about Jake Tapper. I just, you know, I don't even know how the mainstream media is still surviving at this point. This video is brought to you by Angel Studios' adventurous cartoon series called Tuttle Twins. Man, these cartoons are off the chain. I freaking love them. I'm sick of all the propaganda that they're pushing to our kids, and Tuttle Twins gives a expanded, elevated, adventurous, clever take on certain important topics, and they do it in a way that's entertaining to your kids.
Socialism.
Huh?
Your problem you were describing is a side effect of socialism, or a system where everyone is forced to pay for a good or service, whether they benefit or not. And it fails over and over again.
Maybe we just didn't do it right.
Everyone says that!
The show teaches important lessons through zany adventures and clever stories. Ethan and Emily Tuttle are a pair of inquisitive and daring twins on a quest to learn and grow. And when the twins' grandmother, Gabby, moves in with the family, she begins to teach them all about liberty, freedom, and the economy. With the help of her pet raccoon, Derek, in her time-traveling wheelchair, traverse through space and time with the Tuttle twins and learn to be a better citizen while you're at it. Just so y'all know, Tuttle Twins have over 150 million views. Taxpayers are forced to pay about $2.5 billion to Hollywood for film subsidies, but thanks to the 8,731 investors, Tuttle Twins was funded with zero tax dollars. The cartoon has won awards. You do not want to miss it. Seasons 1 and 2 are now streaming for free on the Angel app. All you have to do is go to the search, type in Angel Studios app, or you can go to angel.com/Officer Tatum. You'll be able to see those 2 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Let's go with clip 9.
It takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
These people are so ridiculous to me. Caroline, I think it's how you say her name. She's amazing. I remember when she was running for office, she called me. Like, and not me because she know me. She was calling a list of people where she was calling people. I was like almost like cold calling and saying, "Hey, I would love your endorsement," or whatever. She physically was calling people. I mean, I thought she was probably one of the hardest working politicians out there. I gained so much respect for her when she was running for office. She is like one of my favorites. And you can't talk about Jake Tapper. I just, you know, I don't even know how the mainstream media is still surviving at this point. You're telling me that even if you're on Fox and there was, I don't know if they had Tucker Carlson was doing the interview or doing the debate, he was moderating, and a Democrat was on Fox News and saying, look, clearly Tucker Carlson hates Joe Biden. He called him old and decrepit and that he shouldn't be president. You shouldn't cut that person off for making a statement like that. If the statement is wrong, then you let him say it, and then you go, okay, well, you were wrong. Here, let's fact check it. Listen, pull up on the screen. Where do you get the information that so-and-so said this? Where's your evidence at? Give me a date. Give me a time. I'll have my staff look it up. It never happened. That's how you combat that. You don't combat it by saying, oh, you can't say nothing negative about Jake Tapper. What's going to happen? People are going to look it up. People are going to say, did Jake Tapper call Trump Hitler? And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, he did. Is that on this clip? Do we have that clip? He compared Trump to Hitler. We'll play the clip for you because she's not lying. She's not incorrect. Now, when you have somebody that's moderating, that has disparaging things to say about one of the people in the debate, why can't the American people ask questions? That's like you being, just say you're in mediation on a trial. You know, I'm gonna say a trial, like a civil court case where you're in mediation on your marriage, or you know, you get a divorce and you're in mediation, or child custody or a parenting plan and you're doing mediation, and the person that's the mediator has disparaged one of the people in mediation on social media or publicly. Do you really think that's going to be a fair mediation? That's like if you moderate a thing and you disparage one person. It's no real faith belief that you're going to be impartial in your moderation. And I know people may say mediation, moderation is different. No, it's not. If you are someone who's supposed to be managing a conversation between two people in an impartial way, you couldn't have had an opportunity to disparage one and liken them to Hitler, the most disgusting human being to ever live in modern history. There may be some crazier ones before Hitler, but at least in modern history, Hitler is one of the worst men to ever live, him and Stalin. How do you get away with this stuff? How do people argue that they're impartial when they're clearly not impartial? I feel like I went through this when I was in mediation. We paid that lady so much money to do mediation, and she was a complete jerk, and she was one-sided. She literally was doing everything that the other party wanted. Oh no, they're not gonna change their mind. Nope, they're not gonna have that. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do this. Ma'am, you're the mediator. I cannot acquiesce to everything the other person wants to do. You have to have a conversation with them to get them to acquiesce to at least something. But that's how it goes in the court system, and that's how it goes. Especially fathers get hosed. That lady was just saying she gonna do this, she can do that. I'm like, wait a minute, ma'am. Like, we're here to have a conversation and meet in the middle somewhere. She can't just make all the demands and then I have to acquiesce to everything. And if I don't acquiesce, you're yelling at me as if I'm the problem. I'm asking for very reasonable things. And that lady went off. The mediation was over after like 6 hours. I acquiesced to 99%. And then now the roles have turned. And everything that I was trying to mention in the thing is now happening in real life in my favor. The lady would have done her job. We should have been able to debate enough to get to a common ground instead of, anyway, I'm get worked up when I think about it. That's why I get so upset when it comes to people being biased. You can't do a debate if you're biased. You can't manage a debate if you're biased. And I don't know why Trump accepted it. He still may beat this old, decrepit man. But why Republicans, why do we just accept stupid stuff all the time? We just getting our ashes handed to us. Just getting handed to us. And we just accept it. And we just acquiesce to whatever they want to do. And we say, okay, you can have a debate with no audience in it. Okay, you can cut the mics. Okay, Jake Tapper will do it. Okay, he can sit down. Okay, he can do this. Okay, you can't talk about this. Okay. And then we get in there and it goes south and we want to cry about how it went south. Why do we accept it? Did we, I don't know, man. Maybe Trump knows something I don't know. But can we at least have a crowd? Oh, because because Biden get flustered in the crowd. Somebody make an off remark, Biden's going to be stuttering. He's going to look a fool in front of the American people. And if they had to go toe-to-toe, man-to-man, Donald Trump is quicker than him. So when Trump rebuts him, he going to go, he going to stumble over his words. He going to forget where he at, and it's going to look bad to the country. So they let him get every benefit possible to help him in this debate. And we said, okay, I'll fight a fight with our hand behind our back. Even though the fight is supposed to be one hand behind your back fight, we see that y'all don't have both your hands behind your back, but we can fight with you guys anyway. And then they knock us out and we like, see, but we had our hand behind our back. Hold the phone. Welcome back. Let me play the Jake Tapper clip so y'all know I ain't just making this up out the side of my neck like Democrats do. Roll the Tapper clip.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. Donald Trump, a couple times over the weekend, referred to immigrants from South America, Africa, and Asia. He did not mention Europe. South America, Africa, and Asia as, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which it's not hyperbole. That does very directly echo Adolf Hitler's language before World War II. To open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
I'm surprised Trump didn't sue these people for the stuff they be saying. How is that dude a moderator when he's trying to draw a connection between Trump and Hitler from saying that they're poisoning the blood? This is the weird thing that I see why back in Jesus' day they used to just behead people and do crazy stuff to them when people would just do stupid. They just want to get rid of them, take them out, shoot them in the head. I'm not advocating that people do that today, but I see why they did it then. Jake Tapper and these people are causing so many problems in our country for no reason. Like, to invoke Hitler and connect it to Donald Trump is so reckless and dangerous and counterproductive to America that people are hating the man for no reason because this ain't even true. Poison in the blood. Like, what is Trump? First of all, how many people know Hitler said anything near that? 99.9% of people in America have no idea the stuff Hitler said. Nobody knows quotes from Hitler. Nobody does, unless you study history. And it's not a lot of people that study history enough to know quotes from Hitler. I don't know nothing that Hitler said. It don't even matter to me. So when somebody say the bloodline of poison the blood of our country or whatever phrase they claim Hitler said, that don't trigger nothing in me because I have no idea what Hitler was saying. And I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. So I guess they're saying that Donald Trump is whistleblowing to some racist somewhere that liked Hitler. Where are these people at? 400 people in a cornfield somewhere? That's not going to change the election. Donald Trump is doing whistleblowing to 100 people. There's people that, I would argue, people that think Hitler was an icon and a role model, and they remember what Hitler said in extermination of Jews and other people, that'll make them aroused to hear from Hitler. Bro, that's got to be 10,000 people out of 350 million people in this country, maybe 10,000. And I think that's a big old number. Maybe 10,000 people got the hand up like this talking about Hitler. Man, most people in America don't know anything about Hitler. People in America don't know nothing about American. They know nothing about Columbus. They know nothing about slavery. They know nothing about nothing. They can't tell you who wrote the Declaration of Independence. They can't tell you, they don't know who John Hancock is. They don't really know. They have to research it. They don't know off the top of their head, but somehow they know Hitler off the top of their head. I mean, everybody don't know everybody. So anyway, it just eats me alive that these people are so stupid and they just get away with ruining our country every day. If I was the president and I could, I would take networks off of the air if they're lying and deceiving the people. You don't get to come on and lie on government dime. The government subsidizes these news networks like NPR. How do you have an NPR? The moment NPR begins to lie and become disingenuous in their approach, they cannot be funded by the government anymore. Fox News and all these, they get special privileges, media privilege. They get to go in the White House and be on the press and all this stuff. And they're out here spreading lies and stuff, verified lies, not subjective lies, but verified lies. And they still get to be in the press conference. Man, if I was the president and I go to the presser and these people lying, get them out of here. I'm not answering the questions from this. We don't answer CNN no more. So let's go. Let's bring InfoWars in here. Bring in, I was going to say Daily Wire, but I don't like them no more. Bring in some other people in here and let them ask real questions. Hold the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I want to articulate very clearly that I think that the debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden is a setup. Do I think that Donald Trump can out-debate Joe Biden? 100%. But why do we agree to stupid stuff? I just don't understand. So we tell them, pretty much agreeing to every term that Joe Biden put out there. We let them moderate. Jake Tapper is the moderator, who he hates Donald Trump and he thinks he's Hitler. And then we're going to give them the opportunity to cut off Trump's mic whenever they feel like it. And whatever else we've acquiesced to. I can just see it going this way. Donald Trump saying Joe Biden is the worst president to ever live. In my administration, we had the lowest unemployment. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. We have to cut his mic because he's not telling the truth. See, we're going to fact check tonight. And every time you don't tell the truth, we're going to cut your mic, Trump. What? All right. I told the people not to protest in a violent way on January 6th. My tweet said, Trump, stop, cut his mic. Fact check again. You were indicted for insurrection or something they going to make up. It's a sham case that they put me in. A fake judge. I should have never been indicted. Well, no, Trump, no, cut his mic. You were convicted. Trump, we're not going to let you lie tonight like you always do. This is what I see them doing to Trump. He's not going to be able to get nothing out without them saying he's lying. And Joe Biden's going to be able to, unobstructed, Joe Biden's going to say some of the biggest lies ever. The economy is the greatest it's ever been. Everything is going good. My opponent here is a felon. I've never done any crimes. I'm not even being investigated for any crimes. And Jake Tapper's going to just let him go. And Trump is going to say, no, you are investigated, but you're too old. But cut his mic. He can't talk. We're not going to let him talk over each other. Trump, if you continue to talk over, even though we've cut your mic, we're gonna end the debate. Right? Can y'all see them doing him like this? Where they just usurp authority to make him look bad, to claim they fact-checking him, to cut his mic off. You think they're going to ask fair and reasonable questions? You think they're going to push back against Joe Biden? You think they're going to talk to Joe Biden about the classified documents and top-secret documents that he had just piled up in his garage? Look like the box is about to rip and the paper's going to fall on the ground? In a garage with access, where his son had access, who's a crackhead, illegally in possession of a firearm and evading taxes? He has access to classified documents. You think they're going to point that out or no? You think they're going to go back and talk about how he pulled out of Afghanistan? I almost said something that I thought would be funny. Let me not say it. I'm on the radio. But you think they're going to bring the Afghanistan thing up? Or do you, like y'all said, you think they're going to bring up any of this? You think they're going to bring up any allegations of what he did with Burisma and his son making money in Ukraine? They're going to bring up Hillary Clinton. They're going to bring up. They're not going to bring up any of these things. But with Donald Trump, they're going to bring up every accusation and allegation that's humanly possible. And the question is, Donald Trump, are you going to win on these arguments? When they say, do you think the 2020 election was stolen? You can say, everybody know what happened. I'm not going to address it. Or say, we all know what happened in 2020. Next question. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to get you to try to make me argue about something that you already made your mind up. You're not moderating. You want to wait for me to say what I really feel. You know where I stand on this. The America knows where I stand on this. You guys want to put me in jail for where I stand on this. What are you talking about? Why are you asking me the question you don't answer to? Move on. Next question. Or Mr. Trump, you got to be no. Next question. Or he can be funny with it, and they can say, Mr. Former President Trump, do you think that the election was stolen? And if will you concede if you lose in 2024? Donald Trump could say, yeah, I think the first election was perfect. There was nobody. There was stuffing ballots under tables. There was no cheating whatsoever. Nobody cheated. Even the stuff that you saw that you thought was cheating, that wasn't even cheating. Nobody cheated in the election. It's a perfect election. And you know what? This election, if I were to lose and the same thing happened in 2020, I'm going to concede. Because even though you see cheating, it's not cheating. You know, and then people, they'll know that Donald Trump is being superfluous. They don't have him on record saying it was cheating. What are they going to say to him? He goes, no, I'll concede. I think that's the way Republicans should answer it anyway. Who cares? When you get there, you can say, F y'all, I'm not conceding. Shut the front door. Don't talk to me about it. I'm not conceding. Screw you. Well, you said in the debate, I don't care what I said. But you know what they want to hear. Trump say, this is how Trump needs to do this. He got to play the game a little bit. We all know we all know where he stands, and we all going to vote for him. I think when it comes to this 2020 election, and they say, do you think election was stolen? You say, no, the 2020 election wasn't stolen. Next question. But President Trump, you said it. You know what? I was wrong. It wasn't stolen. Next question. Everybody on our side know he's just talking, and they know he don't believe that. We know that he want to get to the next question. And I think when they say, do you believe, would you concede if the 2024 election, yes, I will. But Donald Trump in 2020, well, it's a new year. I will concede if I am not victorious in 2020. Just say you will concede if you're not victorious. Because what they want you to do is argue and try to paint you as a person who's going to doubt every election that you lose. You don't have to add, if it's fair in fair elections or whatever, you can just put it out there. Who cares if you lie? Who cares? Just say, I'll concede. Do you think 2020 election was stolen? There is no evidence that it was stolen, but the people know the truth. Say that and move on, man. The moderates in the middle will be like, wow, I can't believe Donald Trump said that. Wow, he did say he would concede. Oh, he's not election denier anymore. He's not going to take in democracy in America. That's the kind of stuff that I think we need to say. When it comes to abortions, you say, look, I leave it up to the states. The Supreme Court ruled, and I think that their ruling that's why we have 3 co-equal branches of the government. The Supreme Court believed, the law of the land, and the federal government is this. The Constitution gives them the right to do this. It's a states' rights issue. Individuals, if you want abortion, if you don't want abortion, vote. It's not the federal government's job. The Supreme Court already proved that. It is the state's job. Do you have a personal opinion? Look, I don't care. My opinion don't matter. It's about what the people believe. I know what the people believe by the way they vote. You want to vote for it? If that's what you believe, vote for it. If you want to vote against it, that's what you believe, vote against it. Personally, I think it's an atrocity. However, I'm a president to represent all people, and really, y'all got to vote. I can't control that. I'm not a dictator. I'm here to represent the voice of the people. So make your voice be heard and we'll have something to go with it. Send it to Congress, and I'll consider it, whatever the case may be. I think this stuff would be very easy, man. I think with no information whatsoever, I could probably beat Joe Biden in a debate. I ain't never been president a day in my life. I could beat him in a debate. Because I think all Trump need to do is don't focus on the name calling and all that stuff. Just focus on finding out, are your numbers better than his numbers? In a way in which it can never be disproven. Is the economy really better under Trump? What are the things that Joe Biden has done that has caused the economy to be this way? Look at the border crisis. And I think he got a real golden goose when it comes to 4 years of your administration. You did nothing about the border. And all of a sudden during the election year, you want to say, I'm going to shut the border, but Republicans won't let us. The whole time you've been in office, y'all fought me when I was the president to shut the border. You said it was racist. You said we can't shut the border. Even though I had an ambitious move to say Mexico would pay for it, we didn't get it. It didn't end up happening that way. It should have, but I got pushed back the whole time I'm in office, and you guys just let it happen all the way up until election year. And all of a sudden, you're a champion of cutting off illegal immigration when you champion sanctuary cities and all that stuff. And I also think Donald Trump should have a plan for immigration that's reasonable. You're not going to deport every single person that ever came to America illegally. You're not going to do that. I think what he should do is say we're going to secure the border first. No immigration. No new immigration or port of entries. We're going to hold off on that. All this backlog, we got to deal with that first. And then we could talk about other things. Hold the phone.